Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to repair a broken throttle mechanism on a Jiffy ice auger. And here's the ice auger. It's got a 2-cycle Tecumseh engine on it. And here's the model number. It's model 77. The major issue with this ice auger is that when you push down the throttle lever, nothing happens. Something's broken inside where the carburetor is. I'm going to quickly show you that. The part is way underneath between the fuel tank and the engine, so what I'm going to do is remove the fuel tank to better show you what's going on here. You're going to have to remove this nut over here, also the 2 screws over here, and underneath there's going to be 2 other nuts that need to be removed. And to do that you're going to need an 11/32 socket, a ratchet, or you can use your impact wrench to do this. And you'll need a flat screwdriver to remove the 2 screws. And what fell off was just the air filter. And these are the 2 nuts that need to be removed. I've already partially loosened them. When the flap's like this, the choke's on, so you can take the choke off if you want, or leave it on in case the nuts fall into the carb. But you're going to have to move it a little bit so that you can get your socket in there. And now you can just remove the fuel tank and then lift it up. And now what you need to do is remove the fuel line, and there's a fuel clip over here. And you'll need a pair of pliers for this. Squeeze the clip, bring it back, and now just turn and pull on the fuel line. I'm going to stick a rag here underneath the connector because there could be some fuel left in it. And now you've got the tank completely removed. Now you may want to drain the fuel tank before removing it. This one just had a few drops of fuel in it. That's why I did not drain it before the video. Now before I continue with the repair, I'm going to show you what's wrong with this unit. What's wrong on this engine is that there's a piece of metal that's broken off the bigger piece here. And that piece connects to the small spring that's connected on the carburetor butterfly for the throttle control. That part is Tecumseh part number 570712A. And I'm going to show you the part. And here's the part. And this area here is the part that's broken right off. Now to remove that part, you're going to have to take off the Torx screw over here. And you're going to need a Torx 15 screwdriver to do this. And I'm going to reach down from underneath. Now the whole plastic part along with the metal part is going to come off. And you'll notice that it's attached to the linkage. Take good note of the way the linkage is positioned. Now to remove it, I'm just going to tilt it like this, pull out. And here's what the part looks like up close. And now I'm going to remove the linkage from the other end. It's a bit stiff in there, I guess from rust. Now what you'll need to do is remove the metal part from the plastic part, and it's very easy. All you need to do this is a small flat screwdriver, reach down inside here and twist it. It's going to pry the plastic open, and now you can actually pull out the metal piece. It's just a small locking device here where when you put the metal piece in, the plastic just retracts over it. Now there's going to be a spring inside here. You can actually leave the spring in there. And a good thing to do is to lube that spring. I just sprayed a shot of liquid wrench in there. Now I'm going to show you the old part beside the new one, and you can see the part that's missing off of it. Now to reinstall these parts, you want to grab your plastic part and the metal part and insert it in this position here. Push down until you hear it click. It's basically spring loaded and it helps control the engine speed. You can also adjust the engine speed over here with this screw as well. Now I'm going to reinstall the linkage in the part. It's going to go in this position here. And be very careful putting in the linkage because you could easily break this metal part. I'm actually going to spray a bit of liquid wrench on it because it is a bit stiff. And I'm just going to gently work it in there. This is where you have to be patient and take your time. Now you want to hold this part in this position here, and you want to insert the linkage in the hole over here. And what you want to do is insert it this way, and then twist it or turn it around. Now I'm going to move the fuel line out of the way. I'm just going to stick it over here. And what you need to do now is reconnect the small spring over here. I'm just going to reach down with needle nose pliers and grab it very gently. You do not want to stretch it. Now you can either use the pliers or your fingers and reconnect it on the metal part here, just like that. Now what you want to do is reposition this part correctly This hole here will match up with the little pin above my thumb. And now you want to start up that torque screw as soon as possible. I'm going to reach down from underneath and tighten it up. And now when I press the throttle lever, you can see that it's going to work down here. Now if you've lost this little spring, I'll give you the part number for that spring right now. And here's the small spring. I actually wrote on here Jiffy ice augers, and it's part number 570717. Now what you want to do is reattach the fuel line to the fuel tank. And I'm going to squeeze the clamp back on. Now before you put the fuel tank back on, make sure the little spacers are on the carburetor bolts. I'm going to start by inserting the fuel tank on the top bolt over here. And now line it up on the carburetor bolts as well. You may have to push a little bit. What I usually do is leave the choke on so that the nuts don't go inside the carb. I'm just going to start them by hand. And I'm going to use my ratchet to tighten up the nuts. And you want to make sure you install these on evenly. So I did not fully tighten the other one, I just snugged it. I did the same here, and I'm going to go up here and do the final tightening. And it was brought to my attention that this foam filter here does go where the carburetor is. When I took it apart, the filter wasn't there, but it was brought to me recently. So just so you know, you have to put this filter here in first, and then the pre-filter over here will go inside the air filter cover. And also do not forget to put the top nut here. I almost forgot it myself. So that's all there is to repairing the throttle mechanism on your Jiffy ice auger. What I'm going to do now is start it up to make sure that there is some throttle action there when it's running. And by the way guys, there's a plastic cover on the blades at the bottom of the auger, so that's why I was spinning it on the floor like that. And also these engines are made not to over rev. As you notice, the engine wasn't spinning too fast, but it's going to have a lot of torque when it's actually digging a hole through the ice. By the way, they're good little augers. You won't see any 2-cycle Tecumsehs on these ice augers anymore though, but some parts are still available for these 2-cycle engines. Thanks for watching guys. Make sure to bookmark this video if you have the same auger. You could need to watch the video again to repair the same problem. Make sure to subscribe guys, and you can see me in my next video. Have a great day.